Convocation ceremonies are set to begin today at the University of Toronto as pro-Palestinian encampment remains on the school's grounds. It's been there for more than a month now, despite a trespass notice and looming legal action. Our Chris Glover is at King's College Circle. Chris, encampment protesters are holding a vigil and a protest today. What's happening there?
You've certainly caught us in quite an emotional moment right now. There are people speaking at the mic for this protest graduation, and they're chanting here. There are large chants. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better look at what we're seeing here right now. But right now, a couple hundred people are here taking part in what they're calling a protest and a vigil. This is all set up to honor the people who have been killed in Gaza, those students and, graduates, people who would have been able to graduate in Gaza, but now will never get that chance because they've been killed in the war. And people here are being encouraged to come after this ceremony is completed. They'll come to the front and lay flowers as well in honor of those students. You just heard one of the people at the mic there complaining about the fact that the convocation for U of T students is beginning today, and they're angry that the convocation is going ahead as planned, despite the encampment, despite the ongoing, what they're calling massacre in Gaza as well. I want you to listen to one of the protesters here today at this protest graduation, describing some of the symbolism that is taking place, because there are these chairs in black and white that are empty in the front. Hear more from one of the protesters here today.
As students at U of T, we are frustrated that this institution is silent and is investing in companies that maintain the occupation of Palestine. These empty chairs are a symbolic gesture. They are for the graduates in Gaza who have been martyred, for the graduates who have no stage left to walk on because all 12 universities in Gaza have been bombed and annihilated. Divestment is neutrality. Right now, U of T has not taken a neutral stance with their investments. Instead, they are actively investing in weapons manufacturers that serve the interests of the Israeli genocidal state.
And there's a look at those chairs right now. This is, of course, the focal point of what this graduation protest is all about. The university, meantime, is saying that it is going ahead with all 34 graduation ceremonies here at Convocation Hall, just steps away from where all these protesters have gathered today. And in fact, all of the university campuses, Mississauga and Scarborough, all of the University of Toronto ceremonies are done here, right at Convocation Hall, which is just to my right. And the university says it's going to be amping up security at those. They'll be checking tickets for people. They'll also be going through bags and having graduates show ID as well. And the university was hoping to avoid the encampment and all of this security, hoping to have, through a court injunction, the help of police to clear the encampment. They originally had asked for that injunction hearing to be held on May 31st and June 3rd so that it could be before the convocation ceremonies, which get underway today. Instead, that won't happen until June 19th and 20th. And one of the groups trying to seek intervener status in that court injunction hearing is the CCLA, the Civil Liberties Association. I want you to listen to why they felt it was important for them to be a part of the hearing.
Universities and their campuses have historically been places where dissent, free speech, free flow of opinions have taken place. And that's why we felt like it was particularly important for CCLA to be granted permission, if possible, to intervene in these proceedings. Again, we don't wish to intervene to endorse or to condemn the content of the protest at issue. That's not why we're here. But we're here to assist the court, or we would like to be there to assist the court in its reconciliation of their rights and public interests at play in these proceedings.
So the CCLA, not the only organization that is hoping to get intervener status at that court injunction hearing set to take place later on this month. A number of Jewish groups are also hoping to do that. On campus this morning, Hillel, Ontario, joined by several other organizations, held a press conference to try to raise awareness for the hate and harassment that they say that Jewish students in particular have been facing as a result of the encampment that's been here since May 2nd. Some of them shared stories this morning of some of the things that they have had to hear, some of the harassment that they say that they have been yelled at, and of course the university is saying that they are hopeful that all of their convocation ceremonies can go ahead without disruption, and that's of course what we will be watching for as we stay here at the University of Toronto campus, Dwight.
Chris Glover on King's College Circle for us today. Thank you, Chris.